Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. So I am currently working on the actual video, the main video that I was going to have out later today, tonight actually. And while I was doing that, I actually came across a new clip that comes from the Joe Rogan podcast that gives us a little bit more insight into the whole Tom Delonge situation. Hopefully by now many of you know who Tom Delonge is. I've done enough videos about him. He is the former singer of Blink-182 and has now come out with a company called the To the Stars Academy that is raising money and that is promising some pretty big things to come as far as the disclosure and uncovering of the UFO and alien question. And so if you guys remember, Mr. Delonge went on the Joe Rogan podcast about a month or so back. And since then, we really haven't heard anything really from Tom Delonge or more specifically from Joe Rogan. And so I'm just going to play you a edited down clip here taken from a recent podcast a couple of days ago. And after you watch it, you guys can tell me down below what you think. I'll put the original link to his podcast down below, and I'll see you guys later tonight with the main video.
Tune.
What about DeLonge? Matt DeLonge.
What's that one?
The guy who from Blink-182.
Oh,
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge. Oh, he's out of his fucking mind.
I can't remember people's names.
Poor bastard. Yeah, he's got some weird shit going on, and since that podcast, a bunch of people have pointed out to me that he is essentially they're selling stock in a company.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're selling stock, and also he gets a guaranteed payout.
Yeah.
Of like I think $100,000 a year or something like that.
Well, whatever it is.
Regardless of how much money they take in or what they make.
If you get enough rubes to keep donating money to this, I mean, he keeps saying, "Stay tuned, things are going to happen."
Yeah, he said there's going to be some videos released.
Yeah. When did he say that?
Like nearly a month ago now, I think.
Dude, when he was on the podcast, he played some videos for us that were like absolutely UFOs, and I almost pissed my pants laughing. They were so bad. It was so bad. One of them was so fucking bad. I was like, dude, if that was in a movie, I would want my money back. I would be angry.
So, like, what? I mean, is he a crazy guy or is he like a smart guy who's making money?
I do not know.
I think he must like this UFO stuff.
He loves it.
Otherwise, he'd stay singing and making money.
But the conversation. Look, there's two ways to approach this, and I tried to be respectful, because I'm the host, and he agreed to come here and he wanted to talk about this. So I tried to be respectful and let this guy talk. And what he was saying to me was so ridiculous. I was like, I don't even have to challenge him on this because it's so obviously ridiculous. Everyone is going to see that it's ridiculous. I was wrong. There was a lot of people that listened to that podcast that I saw on Twitter that thought that what he was saying was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And this is real. Those are the people that are going to donate.
Exactly.
Right. Now, is there a problem with that? Is there a problem with the Catholic Church? Because they're full of shit too, right?
So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Catholic Church is essentially a money-making franchise,
and they don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
At least he has to pay taxes. I mean, is there a problem with conning rubes out of money?
There's loads of like Kickstarters for technology things that just couldn't
Never
possibly
happen.
work. Like there's these like clear air holograms. They say you'll be able to play video games on the table in front of you.
Oh yeah, there's GoFundMes for people that don't have illnesses. That you know,
There's like one where they had a water bottle that would magically take water out of the air.
I saw that one.
Yeah, but it won't actually work. It would take like 3 days to fill the bottle if you were in a rainforest. And it would require like a solar panel that's like, this big.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of scams out there. I don't know if that's what he's doing. When I talk to people that knew him from a long time ago, he's been obsessed with UFOs forever. So his obsession seems to be legitimate. However, when I was talking to him about all the events, and I was like, "Tell me what happened. You got a guy contacted you. Well, I can't say who. I can't say what it was. I can't tell you that. We can't get into that. That's all bullshit.
Yeah.
When someone starts talking like that, they're full of shit. He definitely seemed to be a combination of deceptive and delusional.
Well, the slides that he used in the talk to illustrate, there was like an event of some UFO buzzing a aircraft carrier, and some fighter jets were going after it, and they couldn't find it. And they put up some slides on the screen there, which looked like a shiny silver penis flying around. And it was actually something that the type of thing we do on Metabunk is identify objects like that. So we figured out what this was, and it's actually a number 1 numerical helium balloon, like the digit 1.
Oh wow! Like someone's like from a party.
Yeah, and I found like a bunch of other shots of the same thing, where you can see it rotating, and you can see it's fairly clear it's this number 1. But it's on this this conspiracy website. They thought it was a UFO, so he got it off that and said this is a UFO. Took the image, kind of degraded it a bit, so you can't really tell what it was. It was quite hard for me to track it down because he'd messed with it so much. But it was actually just this helium balloon that was that was shiny.
What's disturbing to me is that he's got this business that claims to be some sort of aerospace business, and he's involved in it with all these other people.
That's weird, because the guy who's running that, can't remember his name, Fortune or something like that, is like a real guy who worked at Lockheed Martin or somewhere in the skunk works.
Maybe started doing Adderall, started getting crazy.
But what he's talking about is it makes no sense whatsoever. He says our mission is to take what the science division gives us and we'll turn that science into flying craft.
Right.
But the science division doesn't really exist.
Right.
They've got like a guy who's like one guy who's interested in like shooting things with lasers to make them go fast.
Yeah, that was one of the weird things.
Yeah, that's kind of a real technology. You can use a laser to power a craft, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about some kind of craft that warps the very nature of time and space itself, and kind of like rides a wave of a wormhole or something like that.
Yeah.
And this guy thinks that it's plausible. And all they have to do is kind of like try really, really hard. If they all put their heads together and like this scientists do all this science a lot, and then these builders do their really good building based on these really good science they're going to get, then they'll get this flying craft.
Yeah.
But it's nonsense. Nothing's going to happen.
Haven't people donated something like $2 million or some goofy?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
How many fucking people have done that? See if you can find that out.
It says 2,092.
2,092 people have donated?
Just over $2 million.
Wow.
So that's like $1,000 each.
That's a lot.
On average.
That seems wrong.
I know the numbers have changed frequently.
Well, the numbers seem really high in terms of the amount of donations. Like, it's very odd you're going to get 2,000 people to donate $1,000 each. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, there could be a few very large donors that is somehow convinced to donate via this.
There are a lot of really fucking crazy old people that believe in this shit, and they might have a ton of money.
What's that red line meant to represent? Kind of looks
UFOs,
like a rod.
bro.
Yeah.
They're flying right above.
All right.
To the stars. Academy of Arts and Science. That's what kills me. What kind of arts? What are you doing? Fingerprint?
I was tracking those numbers for a while, and they were going up unproportionately, if that's the correct word to say, from each other. The investor number was going up while the dollar number was sort of staying the same.
So maybe he was calling these people, if you can double your offer,
getting a lot of small
I can
donations.
get you on the first ship.
It's a minimum of 200, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the small print down there.
Yeah.
So some large donations. It's amazing though
200
that
still pretty large.
Donated $2 million to this wacky ass fucking company.
Yeah, and all the company is required to do is pay DeLonge $100,000 a year for I think the next 7 years or something, and that's it really.
The crazy thing too was that he had been contacted by the government because they knew that he could go on shows like mine and talk about this, and then he would have a platform because he's a rock star. I was like, what? Like, this is like some.
Why didn't the government stop him?
Yeah, this is like some bad movie shit. Like, this narrative is like a bad movie.
It's like people say like they don't want to talk to me on the phone because they're afraid of the government tracking them down and assassinating them or whatever. But it's like, I'm talking to you on Facebook. Well, yeah. If I really was like this, agent of the government, it wouldn't be very hard to just say, get rid of this guy.
That's a big one they like to pull on you because you debunk things. You're an agent of the government.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a really hard one to get around. I think my approach there is just to be as honest as possible all the time. So I always tell them exactly who I am. Like, I made lots of money doing the Tony Hawk video games. I'm just like a British video game programmer. And I basically give my life story.
Yeah.
To them.
They don't buy it.
They don't.
Not buying it, pal.
They don't. But